channel. So today I'm going to discuss some modern ways to create variables, as you can see from here. So variables can be defined and declared in many ways. So first we'll see the const. So what is const? Const is a way of creating variable, the value that you can't change. So the first const doesn't allow you to reassign the variable. That means once you assign certain value to const, it doesn't let you change, which is actually a good thing in certain cases. In most cases, I would say. I'll say why later. And there is another way of creating variable, that is by using let. I also use let, but let actually lets us create block scoped variables. That is we will discuss maybe in some later videos, but for now we'll stick to const. There are some differences why we should use const, let, or the old var. So yeah, let's talk about const now. So const is actually variable creation where you can't reassign within the context or the block. That means once you have assigned certain variable and you have assigned it as const, you cannot reassign that variable to some other value. Okay, that is the one liner for that. So but the next question that you will think, that is const immutable? Immutable means something that cannot be changed. No, it's not immutable. When especially you are assigning an array to a const, you can mutate or you can change the const value. But if you are assigning a single variable for like 5, 10, or maybe some boolean value, true, false, to a const variable, then yes, it cannot be mutated or changed. Okay, so next I have actually posed some questions that is very crucial to understand the concept. That is why const should be the default choice for variable creation. Const actually is a default choice because we are sure of the value that const is having. So in future, if we want to even change the value, then we will not be able to. So that is one reason why it should be your first choice for creating variable. And why does it help for future developers? Even it helps you, I'd say, because if you come back to your code and see it like for after maybe many months, or someone else is seeing your code, he or she will be sure that that const is having that particular value, and so the next developer that will be working, he or she doesn't need to worry about the value of that constant. Now we'll see the real scenario. For example, you are fixing a bug, you are so skimming through the code to get an idea of like how it works and things like that. Now let me point out to the situation here. I have written that code. So here is a constant, that is a tax rate, that is fixed, and total is also fixed and being calculated using that tax rate constant, right? And now you are getting your total. So you are pretty much sure that tax rate and total both are remaining same. So that's like some kind of security or assurance that you get when you use const. Whereas whenever you are using var, for example, this might change in future. Now if you have the requirement, that is fine, but if the tax rate is going to remain the same, then it's a better idea to use const instead of var. Okay, so yeah, that is one thing. Now the next question is, when we will be able to change the value of const. There is one important consideration that we need to make, and that although it's not mutable or changeable, but we can reassign the value. We can change the value of const actually whenever we are using with array. So here is one program that I have written, where the discountable is an array, the cart is another array. So we will be looping through the cart. As you can see from here, we are looping through the cart, and if there is the discount available is true, then we are simply pushing that value to discountable array, and initially this discountable array is empty. So initially this array, the discountable array, is empty, but as soon as we are looping through that cart, so what is happening here, we are checking by the length of the cart. So cart is an array of objects, as you can see from here. This is one object, this is another object, this is another object. And so this cart array is having 3 objects. In each object we have certain keys and values. So we have one key, that is discount available. Now this key is having the boolean value. Wherever this key is having the value of true, we are going to push the code into the into the discountable array from that cart. Okay, so cart I refers to a particular array item. It might be this enter object, this enter object, or this enter object, but if certain array item is having the discount available to be true, so we are checking for that. In that case we will simply push. So array can have this push method. Discount available dot push means we will be pushing this particular item into that discountable array. So finally we are logging the discountable array, and let me show you the output here. So if I see here, you can see this array is having like length of 2, right? Yeah, because in 2 places we had this discount available to be true. That's why this and this are inserted into this discountable array. So that is a simple operation, but my point here is, the point I'm trying to make here is, initially this discountable array was an empty array and it was a constant, but later we changed it, right? When we pushed things into that array, that array got changed, and now this array is having the length of 2. That means we are having 2 objects in that array. So this is the first object and this is the second object that we have in our array. So yeah, we can change the value of const whenever we are assigning an array to a const. That is something you need to understand whenever you are using const. Okay, so now let's talk about the rule of thumb. The rule of thumb, according to me, is just use const as default. Now you will understand when const is going to be too much for you, because in certain places you will feel that you need to change the value, and then only you can change the const to let. And because we will discuss later in another video, but yeah, in that particular scenario when you need to change the value of const, then only change it to let or var. Okay, so for my next video, as I've added here, we'll see where const is no longer an appropriate choice, and there you might consider using some other declarations like let or var. So that's it for today. Thanks for watching.